talk a little bit about Excel because you're going to need to use this for the human population lab that's due, I believe, on April 3rd, but I'm not sure about that yet. So whenever you open an Excel workbook, this is what it looks like. So all of these are called cells. So if you hear somebody say, like, insert something into a cell, it's just these little boxes here. You can highlight an entire row or an entire column. Now I'm going to show you how to do just a few basic things that you probably are going to want to need to do in the lab. So first, let's just look over here. I just want to show you this because sometimes this can be kind of annoying. Let's say this is just kind of some random gibberish here, but let's say you want to like shrink these columns to where it just fits the size you need. You can get right up here and you can see how the cursor looks. It has like two arrows pointing in opposite directions. If you double click, it'll shrink that column to fit the size you need. Or for example, for this one, you have this huge, again, it's just gibberish, but let's say it was like a formula, or if it was, you know, a number or a sentence or something, and you want all of this to show up in one cell, you can do the same thing. You just go right here, double click, and it widens this to fit the entire word or whatever this is. So that's one thing that you may want to do. Again, you can delete everything. So let's say we want to get rid of that. You can select L, which is this column is L, hit delete, and it gets rid of everything in that column. Same thing with O. And then if we do this double click thing again, it doesn't do anything because there's nothing in the cell. Okay. So I made up some fake data over here. I'm going to show you how to do a couple of things you'll need to do in the lab. So for this fake data, I have city, and I just did 1 through 10. I didn't give the cities names. I just city 1, city 2, city 3. I have street lights. So this is just a made up, again, it's just all made up. So we're going to say like city 1 has 190 street lights and 35 roads. City 2 has 180 street lights and 43 roads, and so on. So let's say the first thing you want to do is you just want to find the sum. So you want to add up all the street lights for all the cities. So how you do that, and I'm going to do it right here. So you can see I have sum here. I'm going to do it right next to that. So you want to enter equals, and then just type in sum, and then open parentheses. And then once you do that, you can select what you want to take the sum of. So let's say you just want the sum of the first two. So you select those first two, and then you close the parentheses, and then you hit enter. So 190 plus 180 is 370. Excel did that for us. Now let's say we want the sum of this entire column. Do equals sum, open parentheses, and then we just select the entire column. Close the parentheses and hit enter. And you can see it's 1,126 is the total amount of streetlights for all the cities. Now let's say now we want to do the sum of the roads. So again, we can do the same thing. So just equals sum, open parentheses, select all the data, close the parentheses, hit enter. So you can see we got 449. Now I'm going to delete that because I'm going to show you a quicker way. If you need to take the sum of multiple things, what you can do is you can do it one time. So we did it for the streetlights. And then right here in the bottom right corner, you see this little box. And if you put your mouse right on top of that, you get this little kind of cross-looking shape. If you hold that down, you select it, hold it down, and drag it over, you can see it gave us 449. So it literally just takes whatever you did here, which was just the sum of this entire column, and it does the same thing right here. So that's a quicker way for you to do this. So that's how you do sums. Let's say we want to do averages. So you'll have to do this in the lab also. So it's very similar. You just do equals average, open parentheses, and then you select everything you want to take the average of. Close parentheses, hit enter. So the average number of streetlights in these 10 cities is 112.6. And again, you can do the same thing over here. So you can do equals average, open parentheses, and take the average. Or I'm going to delete that, and you can do like we did last time. We just select this and drag it over. There you go. Now you have the average. Let's say you want to count. So if you want to know how many you have, now in this case, it's pretty easy. I mean, it's labeled right here as city 1 through 10, so it's pretty obvious that there's 10 cities. We'll go ahead and do this. So it's going to be equals count, open parentheses, and then you just select the data you want to count, close parentheses, and hit enter. So again, we have 10. Again, you can drag this over here, and this is counting these data points. So you have 10 here also. You can also, let's get rid of those. And let's say it wasn't obvious. We didn't know that we had 10. Let's say we want We want to know how many of like all of these numbers. How many numbers do we have in total? So you can do that too. You can do equals count and just select all of this. And obviously if we have 10 in each one, it should say 30, and it does. So that's all you have to do to count them. Differences are just like sums. So let's say we want to take the difference of City 2 streetlights versus City 1 streetlights. So you would do enter, and then what you want to do is you want to select this cell. So that's the streetlights for City 2, minus, and then select the cell for streetlights for City 1. So it's just B3, because it's B3, and then minus B2, hit enter. So you can see -10, which is 180 minus 190. Obviously that's -10, so that's just telling you that City 1 has 10 more streetlights than City 2. Now again, like last time, you can sit here and you can do this for every cell, or you can select this one and drag it down. And if you double click on a cell, it'll show you what your formula was. So this is the one we typed in just a second ago. If you double click this one, you'll see it's doing B4 minus B3. So it's doing what you want it to do. This one you can see it's doing B5 minus B4, and so on and so on. Oops. So that is sums, averages, counting, and differences. Now let's say you want to plot something, because you'll definitely want to plot in this lab. So let's do a plot of cities versus streetlights. So we want to plot like City 1 has this many streetlights, City 2 has this many. So how you do that is you select the data you want, and then you go to insert, and then right here is a bunch of charts you can choose from. Now I think the best way to plot this data is probably a scatter plot. Hopefully you've seen one of these before. You just click on scatter, and it plots your data for you. You can also do a different type. So let's say we want to do a line plot. It plots as a line plot. If you want to do a bar plot, it plots it for you. Again, I'm going to do scatter plot though, because I think that's the best one. So now you want to doctor this up a little bit. You want to add like an X label to tell you like what is this down here. You want to add a Y label. So to do that, you just click on this chart. You go up to the top to chart design, and then to add chart element. And then here, axis titles, primary horizontal, and it adds a little spot right here for you to type something in. So this right here would be city, or cities. And then again, we're going to add a Y label. So again, add chart element, axis title is primary vertical. And right here, we can say streetlights. If we want to add the title, this is going to be streetlights per city. Another thing you're going to have to do in the lab, you're going to have to add a trend line. So to do that, you click on these little data points, add chart element, trend line. And then here you can choose a couple different types of trend lines. For the lab, you're going to want to choose the one that looks like it fits the data the best. In this case, I'm just going to show you the linear one. So all it does is it fits a line as best as it can to the data. So obviously it doesn't fit very good here. I mean, ideally, like these points would be really close to this line, but this is because I just made up this data set and it doesn't work very well. But that's how you add a trend line. So let's say now you want to do a plot of cities versus roads instead of streetlights. So you can select cities and then hold down Control if you're using PC or Command if you're using a Mac. Select roads. Again, you can go to Insert. This time I'll do a bar chart. So we'll just go to Insert, and then over here where the charts are, and you can also hit Recommended Charts, and it'll tell you what it recommends you plot. And see, here it's showing you what some of these plots would look like. So we're going to do this one. So now we have a bar graph with the same information, and again, you can do the same thing here. So you can just click here, chart design, add chart element. You can add the axes, you can add the titles, you can add labels to the data, you can add the grid lines, you can add grid lines here, trend line, you can add all that kind of stuff. You can also make the plots look different. So right here you can change like the colors, the design, you can change a lot of stuff in here. So yeah, so you can make your plot look fancy if you want to, or you can just really basic and leave it like it comes, and that's fine too. But that's how you add a chart, and that's how you add a trend line. So the last thing I want to show you in Excel that you're definitely going to want to do for the lab is, let's say you have a formula and you want to apply this formula to this data. Now there's ways to do formulas in Excel. It's probably, if you're brand new to Excel, it's probably a little too advanced right now. So let's say we have this formula and it's streetlights divided by roads raised to the power of 1 over n, and n is just the number of cities, minus 12 times n, and again, n is just the number of cities, plus 3. So the mistake a lot of people make with formulas in Excel, if they don't know how to do formulas, like program a formula into it, the mistake a lot of people make is they just do enter, and then they start typing all their stuff right here. What I would do, and what I recommend you guys do for the formulas, is do this one step at a time. So you can see the first thing you need is streetlights divided by roads. So what I would do is I would do insert, open parentheses, come up here to where your data is, do streetlights divided by roads, close parentheses, and hit enter. So now this part of the formula here, this part of the formula here, come on, there we go, is taken care of. It's right here. So now the next thing you need to do is raise that to the power of 1 over n. So right next to that, I would do equals, open parentheses, select this number you just got, close parentheses, and then do the caret key for exponential, open parentheses, and do 1 divided by 10. And again, it's 10 for n because n is just the number of cities, and we have 10. Again, this is where the count comes in handy. You could just select this number, except I messed up and put 30. But if you have a data set like in the lab, you can just do count for how many you have, and then just use this number you get right here. It'll be raised to the power of 1 over 10, and hit enter. So now this number, this 1.18 whatever, this is this whole part right here. So now you still need to subtract 12 times n. So that's what I would do here. I do equals this number minus, open parentheses, 12 times 10, and then we can go ahead and add 3 to that to finish the formula. So then this would be your final answer here. The reason I say break it up and do it in steps like this is because if you mess up and you don't get all these parentheses right, you'll get a number that makes no sense at all. But if you break it up into separate steps, you don't have to worry about the parentheses as much. So I do recommend doing it in separate steps, but again, if you want to be courageous and try to put this whole thing into one formula, you can do that, or into one cell. You can do that, but just be really careful with your parentheses, because if you get any of these parentheses out of order or you don't get them in the right places, your whole thing is going to get messed up. So do it in separate steps is my recommendation. There's a ton of stuff I could show you guys in Excel. That should be the main thing that you need for the human population lab. If we get to future labs and there's new things you guys need to know how to do to complete the lab, then I'll make another video and kind of go over how to do that stuff. Hopefully this gives you a nice little introduction to Excel and will help you complete the lab fairly easily. Obviously, if you have any questions, email me, and we can also hook up on Blackboard Collaborate, and I can show you some more stuff if you need more help with the lab. So let me know if you guys have any questions.